everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily. Oh wow, that's bright. Welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central European time on the dollar. We do this show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins, AMP, maybe, Hex, Pulse Chain. What more? Is there any other news that are relevant right now? LK99, lead, copper. That's about it. So that's what we're gonna talk about right now. Supermoons, of course. Supermoon kicked in. So we're gonna talk about supermoons. We're gonna talk about Bitcoin. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna look at this chart a little bit up here. We're gonna look at lead and copper, LK99. If you're living somewhere not on Earth, then you might not have heard about LK99. So we're gonna talk about that. Besides that, how's everybody doing in the chat? Rotten Cheese, good morning. How you doing, man? Did you see MP price? It went up nicely. Yeah, it went up 50% from the bottom up here. We had this very nice channel. It went 50% up here. It pulled back to the midline up here and went up here again, something like 30%, and then pulled back right now to the top up here, and right now it's bouncing again. So it does look like it is bouncing very nicely. I don't know. I must have looked at this previously up here. We drew this nice channel, but it is bouncing very nicely. So I don't know if you have if you're holding AMP or not. So there's that. Bitcoin bounced nicely up here, so we're gonna see what's happening with that. We're gonna start with that first. Sick track, what's the name? I don't know what the name is. That is just some random track. There is a link down below for the track in the comments. DXY nearing the tip of the rising wedge. Bit more upside than back to 101. Will be bullish soon. I haven't actually watched DXY in a long time, or the stock market, so you might actually check it out. Just quick bit. I see stock markets is down on futures a little bit today. 0.8, 0.3, 0.2. Everything in red. So we're gonna see what's happening there. The green is gobbling. Yo, what's up, TLA? Morning all. Moon kicked in nicely. Yeah, Moon kicked in nicely on the dollar. So, it does play out well. So you can see up here we are having this falling wedge that's breaking out. Crypto Unicorn, what's up? Jurgen, no beer day. Yeah, no beer day. So there's that. My mom was on a vacation for like 2 months. She came back yesterday, so I was like, I should definitely shave just so she doesn't complain anymore, because she always complains when I don't shave. I'm on the moon already. There you go. Okay, guys, where are we gonna start? We're gonna start with Bitcoins. We're gonna start talking about moons. What are we gonna do? I don't think we're gonna say too much about moons, but it is full moon right now. Over here, if you go to the moon phases up here, you'll see we do have on the chart the moon. On the dollar, we actually hit that moon, and we are right now bouncing off of that moon. This is a super moon. This is a full super moon. This is a first of the 2 moons in middle of the year 2023 that are gonna play out. I actually thought that there are 4 moons, but actually there are only 2 moons, not 4, because over here 22, 23 up here if top. Over here this is August 1st and August 31st moons. They are in the same month. This doesn't happen often, but I thought these two as well were also the super moons, but it depends on the definition. But these 2 up here are definitely 100% super moons right now, and as we can see right now, we are bouncing off of that moon. Now on the chart up here. On the chart up here, we did have a falling wedge up here. This is a falling wedge. We went down to the bottom of that wedge. We came very, very close to this, this line up here, 28.5 level up here. This was actually 28.6 or something like that, 28.56, something like that, 28.6 give or take. Over here we came very, very close. We did the little bit spring towards downside, and right now we are bouncing out of the channel, which is super bullish, guys. It's hugely bullish. So what is the next move that needs to happen to get us even more bullish? Well, the falling wedge up here did play out. We have this expanding musical instrument up here that we are looking to break this towards the upside. So the next level is not actually getting back into the channel. Next level is up here, just getting above this line up here. That's around 30.2 give or take. 30.2 level that we need to get up above. But it's already looking bullish. But we are not quite yet there. Now, if you look at, for example, on this chart over here, this is a daily time frame, and if you remove everything from the chart, if you remove everything from chart, you'll see that we are hitting just this 20 moving average, and right now we try to break that and we are pulling back. So we are not even above the 20 moving average on the daily time frame. But this spring over here was very, very nice. Over here we broke the resistance up here. We went up there. We're trying to break up the next resistance up here. You also see that there are levels up here that are still not broken over here. Let's just put a couple of lines up there. There are still a couple of levels that are not broke, but we need to get up above that. We are not quite yet there, but it is starting very nicely, right? We got super moons, we are bullish, we are bouncing exactly on the date that we said that it should happen. And there is actually nothing wrong with the chart. It's still, this entire movement up here does not seem to be any kind of topping out pattern. It is pulling back slowly, trying to find some kind of bottom. This might have been the bottom. What's going to happen right here and next, we do not know. But we do, we are still keeping the bullishness towards the upside. There is also definitely some kind of, trend line over here that goes something like this that needs to be broken. So we are not, fully, FOMO bulls just yet, but very soon we might be that. If this for whatever reason goes back down here below these levels over here, if it for whatever reason goes back down below, what's that, 29k or something like that, if we go back below these levels, this is going to be a terrible thing and sign for Bitcoin. We do not want that to happen. We are not quite there yet just now. I mean, it is the way we should analyze the chart right now is that we are going through a pullback, and pullbacks always happen after any kind of big move. This was actually quite big move up here from 25.5 up to 4%, all the way up to the top was 5.2% move towards upside. So there is some profit taking, prices pulling back. That's fine and dandy. Right now we are bouncing a little bit on this yellow line. That's the 50 moving average over here. But overall, right now it does look good, but we are not quite there yet. I mean, there are definitely levels that we need to break a little bit more towards upside to become a little bit more bullish, but it does look already very, very nice. And I do not want to fall back below right now, below 29.2 give or take, and then close below down there 29.15 or something like that, because if we do this move towards downside up here, that means that this spring, this spring up here failed. If the spring fails, then we are looking at a lot lower level towards downside. Now we do have the moons, with us, and so far so good. Wait, hello from South Carolina, where it's 3:10 a.m. You should be sleeping, man. You should be sleeping. But I'm glad you're watching the show. So this looks nice. Everything is nice and dandy with Bitcoin, and a lot of people are super excited about what's gonna happen next, and we're gonna check that out. So on the weekly time frame up here, as you can see up here, previous week we bounced off of the 10 moving average. Right now we are bouncing off of this 20 moving average, where we said this very important support level is. We are bouncing off of that on the dollar down here, as you can see over here, very, very nicely. And right now we are pumping a little bit towards the upside. But this over here, this doesn't seem to me to be any kind of topping out pattern. Still, we still need to break the trend over here towards the upside. We are not quite there yet. But we are bullish. We are very, very bullish. Now, before we move on, there is 5 days left until competition start, guys. World Series of Trading. We're gonna be there and we're gonna trade that, and we're gonna do live streams every day. But to do that, we need 10 people in the team. We got a TF Fans Club team. We got Mladen. Technically, we don't have Mladen yet, but soon we will have Mladen. So we need technically far more people to join the team. So if you want to trade with us on BYBIT, there are a link down below for the team and the BYBIT. So sign up, join the team. If you already have a BYBIT account, just join the team. Be part of the crew. I'm in love with the moon will be my next Deep House original song, but first I have to start it. When you make the song, crypto, give it to me. I'm gonna play it on loop. Garrett, I saw what you wrote. Blue balls. Blue balls. So that's what happened in Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks nice and dandy. There is nothing, technically wrong. Bitcoin, it is bouncing a little bit down here. Pullback is happening. That's nice and dandy. That's supposed to happen. And people are a little bit unsure what's gonna happen next, but you can definitely technically go all the way down to 29.2 down here, bounce off the moving averages on the 4 hourly, and then bounce again, right? But the way I see it, move ups and downs, short term up here, really really do not matter. We need to break certain levels of support down here for us to be in any kind of danger. When I say danger, big dumps and stuff like that. And right now that we're having super moves, it just does not seem that way. The big thing right now that's happening is that Hex is delisted from Uniswap, and I think it's funny because Uniswap is supposed to be decentralized exchange, but unfortunately, they can add and remove coins as they wish, and they removed Hex from the exchange. So right now, at least earlier today, Hex was down something like, I don't know how much, but it was down like 20% last time I saw it over here, this weekly time frame daily. You can see up here, last 3 days, it's been dumping down big time. This is 57% dump, but over here for just the last day, over here it was delisted from the Uniswap, and it dumped like 30% towards the downside. Now, I think it's funny because when you think about decentralized exchange, you think okay, this is decentralized, nobody's, you can add stuff to that and nobody can touch that, but obviously they can touch that. So your coin might be decentralized, but if you do not have a exchange where you can actually list it without anybody touching it, do we have actually real this decentralization? I don't think so. I think there needs to be DEXs that are untouchable, meaning if you add something to that DEX, it should not be impossible for anybody to remove it and stuff like that, right? The market needs to decide whether something should be somewhere or not somebody else. Blue balls, there you go, blue balls. We are all blue balls. So that's the big thing, and of course Pulse Chain is down also a whole bunch. Let me see over here, Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain is down because right now, actually it's up 11% right now, but Pulse Chain has been dropping down for the last 2-3 days because Richard Hart got sued by the SEC because of Hex, Pulse Chain, and Pulse X. So it crashed down something like 77% towards downside. It is way below it. I think it's down like 0.3% of not 0.3%. It's 30% of the sacrifice price. So it's down by a whole bunch. So everybody who sacrificed right now is down big time, me included. So there is that. But I really don't care what's gonna happen here. Right now, I said on Twitter that Pulse Chain is right now just like XRP was. All of these hexagons and Pulse Chainians, or whatever they're being called, they are right now gonna be like XRP army, and gonna be like, yeah, as soon as we win the case, it's gonna pump. Whether it's gonna pump or not, we don't know. But the bull market is not here. Sorry, the ending of the bull market is not here yet, and everything will pump eventually. What we are looking actually at is we are looking at dominance chart on the weekly time frame up here, and right now the dominance chart is again going towards this 200 moving average up here towards the upside. It's still keeping the trend towards the upside, and the dominance is still rising towards the upside up here. We said that it might do the same thing it did previously up here. It went up here, and then you got this move towards downside. Over here there was also altcoin season right here at the top, and we are also expecting some kind of altcoin season right here when Bitcoin starts hitting this 200 moving average. So we're expecting this 200 moving average to start getting hit, and then we're expecting some kind of altcoin season to hit. If you have been watching altcoins lately, a lot of altcoins are down big time, and I mean definitely big time. And I think that a lot of altcoins might be on some kind of bottoms down here at right now, getting ready to do the next move towards the upside. Another one of these pumps again. This is Injective Protocol. This has been just rising forever. This is Casta. Casta has also been rising forever. You also see that I have some kind of alarm here, and actually this alarm got hit on the dollar down here because I put it previously up here going down, and we hit that on the dollar. This was like 5 days ago, and then it bounced off of that. And but a lot of coins right now do seem to be hitting some kind of low levels and are getting ready to do the move towards the upside. So I think as soon as the Bitcoin has done this super move towards 45, 46, 44k, something like that, I think altcoins will start exploding. Nothing is pumping now though, but it will, just like everything else. Of course, I mean, we cannot have Bitcoin going up and nothing pumping. Scarcity season just starting, food so bullish. Yeah, when you're talking about scarcity season and stuff like that, right? Food is going, food prices are going towards upside, and there is scarcity because of the grains in Ukraine and stuff like that, right? But I don't know if you guys have heard about LK99. LK99. Have you guys heard about LK99? This is the big thing that's happening right now, and everybody wants to know whether this is real or not. So some scientists in Korea, I don't know if you heard about it, so I'll tell you the story a little bit. Some scientists in Korea have actually found a way how to get superconductivity in room temperature. Now, superconductivity is very important thing in a lot of equipment, quantum computers, for example. And the thing that with superconductivity, you have to have very, very cold temperatures, right, to keep this superconductivity going. Now, what they managed to do with the LK99 is potential room temperature superconductor with gray-black appearance. So room temperature superconductor. What does this mean? Well, it means that your computer in your room can actually run, be a quantum computer at one time in the future. So this is a big deal, and if this is actually true or not, we do not actually know, right? Because the papers came out, and there are a lot of people trying to replicate the experiments and find whether they can actually get the superconductor to be in the room temperature. But the peer-reviewed papers that are coming out are suggesting this might be the real deal. Now, if this is the real case, it's gonna change the world forever, guys. This is a big thing. This is a huge thing, and if you haven't heard about it yet, this is a very, very huge thing. Now, the way these things work, they use a couple of, commodity components. They use lead, and they use copper, and they use something else as well. They use, let me see up here. They use lead sulfate, powders, copper, they use copper and phosphorus powders. So copper, lead, and phosphorus powders, they use these three things to make these superconductors. If this is true, this is gonna be, everybody's gonna be making this. That means that lead, copper are gonna go to the moon, right? So if you wanna invest in something, not financial advice, of course, copper, for example, we got a copper futures up here somewhere. Copper futures, let's see up here. Copper, let's go to COMEX. COMEX futures, let's go 3-month time frame up here. It might be, good idea to, long the, copper and lead, because these things might, if these things becomes, popular, it's gonna be in literally, superconductors. Room temperature superconductors are gonna be everywhere, right? But this can take like 10 years time, right? Because the technology needs to mature, they need to find use cases, they need to, expand on it, and this can be a huge, very, very huge thing. Also, anything else, anybody else that are, working with LK99 to make, different stuff might actually be also a very good investment opportunity. So I'm just saying, putting it out here because I think that it might, LK99 might be such a huge deal that it's gonna change our world forever. People are even saying that this is what discovery of transistors, transistor, the thing that we have in our CPUs in every single computer. That's a transistor. We got billions and billions of transistors in one CPU, and this is on pair with transistor discovery. So it might be a big thing. It uses lead and copper. Lead and copper might be, very sought after. The price might go up, but it can take a little bit time. It can take a little bit time. Grain prices are being kept artificially down to prevent Russia from making too much money from selling grain. Yeah, but Russia is actually giving grain for free to Africa, at least from what I heard. I don't know what's happening there. I'm not really into that. Yes, this is big thing. Once quantum enters our world, the Bitcoin security will be compromised. No, it won't be compromised, because right now it uses hash 256, and once quantum computers comes, it's gonna be using hash 2,056,000,000. It really doesn't matter. They are just gonna change the code a little bit, and it's gonna be secure again. So there is that. Nice, we get some tech from the masters from time to time. From time to time. You know, it might be just, you know, I don't know if you guys been following, but there has been a lot to talk about aliens. You know, USA government has come out and said, you know, there is an alien ship and there is a banana inside the ship. When I say there is a banana inside the ship, I mean that, you know, there is a non-human stuff inside the ship. So, you know, everybody assumes it's aliens. It's so funny, it's so funny. So, you know, maybe alien tech is coming out right now and are giving us room temperature superconductors. What's a superconductor? Yeah, what is a superconductor? A superconductor is... Vicky can tell us a little bit, you know, a substance capable of becoming superconducting at super efficient low temperatures, but these low temperatures are not. So if you wanna transfer, you know, energy from one place to another, you are losing power over time, right? But if you're using superconductor, it just goes, right? What is a superconducting simple rule? A superconductor is defined as a substance that offers no resistance to the electrical current when it becomes colder than a critical temperature, right? So if you send something, you know, over large distances, it loses power, right? Because there is always some kind of resistance, right? But with superconductors, there is zero resistance, and then you can, you know, send stuff, right? Give or take. Bitcoin to 100K. Hello, Steven. How you doing, man? What's up? This will make computer very fast. It will increase our technology by, you know, 100x, if not 1000x. Everything is gonna be using superconductors, literally everything. But to make superconductors, you're gonna need a lot of copper, a lot of lead. So, you know, lead prices and copper prices to the moon. So there is that. Now, where were we? Beside Hex and superconductors and copper and stuff like, what more did we want to talk about today? Yeah, I want to look a little bit on the what's happening with the DXY. And DXY had this very nice pump up here towards upside, but Bitcoin is not actually crashing. So I haven't been actually watching it, so I cannot tell you too much about it. But you know, we do have a trend down here. Give or stay something like this up here. Towards downside. I think this was the channel that we have been you know, looking at over here. Right now it's this is a 3-day time frame. Let's go to the weekly time frame up here. It's not all the way down to the 200 moving average, but it's hitting this 10-20 moving average up here. And this was also a failure of the DXY, the fact that it could not even get up to the 50 moving average. Right now, you know, it came up here very close to the 50 moving average, pull back, failed to get above 10-20, pull back. Right now it's hitting that 10-20 moving average. I don't know if you can see that, hitting that 10-20 moving average. So it's gonna pull back here again. We do not know. But these fast moves towards upside indicated there is definitely some kind of buying power. But I haven't looked at it too much. There might be some kind of midline up here that's actually holding the price. So I cannot tell you that too much about that. I need to gather my thoughts on that. On the other hand, the Dow Jones is closing to the very, very top up here. Top is at 36.8. And right now we are having this explosion up here above the resistance. There's resistance levels up here. We're getting an explosion above the resistance. The big question is how far it's gonna go. So the thing that I'm watching when it comes to, you know, stock market up here, I'm watching the trends, right? And the trend is not broken yet, so you cannot technically say that, you know, it's game over, it's gonna, you know, drop down, whatever reason, right? It might go all the way up here and then do something like that and drop down. But you know, the drop has not happened yet. There has been no break of the trend. This is still going towards upside. The same thing goes for NASDAQ as well. Too many lines. The same thing goes for the NASDAQ up here as well. The trend is not broken. It's still going towards upside. So, you know, it's too early to say whether this is the top or not. There are other ways to find the top, but, you know, I don't want to go into that. But we are just looking right now at these, you know, these trends over here. These trends over here, and everything right now is in an uptrend, right? Everything is an uptrend, and as long as it's an uptrend, it can continue going inside this uptrend. So the uptrends are not broken yet, but once these uptrends gets broken, towards downside, then it's pretty much over, right? Then it's pretty much over, and then it goes towards downside. But we are not quite there yet. So Stock market doing good. DXY is, you know, hitting some kind of resistance level. Bitcoin has super moons and it's having a pullback after this spring towards downside. So it looks nice. It looks nice, and I think a lot of people are, you know, becoming already stupidly bullish. But you know, we know that we need to chill down a little bit, you know, and wait for actual certain moves on a bigger time frames up here to break certain stuff to become, you know, stupidly bullish as well. But you know, eventually that also happened. Mladen, you are late. Mladen, you are late. So that said, that's pretty much it. That's all I want to, you know, share with you today. That was Bitcoin, that was LK99, that was Hex, a little bit stock market. I don't have anything else. Anything else you guys want me to look at? Sounds a lot like a free advertisement for Hex going around. Adopter? What? Garrett says AMD will pump to catch up to NVIDIA. That's interesting because NVIDIA, this is futures. Let's go just, you know, regular stock NVIDIA Corp. Where is NVIDIA listed? NASDAQ, there is NVIDIA Corporation. So let's see up here. NVIDIA has also been exploding towards the upside. I was actually thinking this might actually be the top up here, and you know, over here it might be exhaustion, you know, some kind of exhaustion pattern up here being created at the top side. Let me see, this is a weekly time frame. Let me see 3-day time frame up here. It looks like a channeling right now over here towards the upside. This must be exhaustion channel right now that's in over here. So this was, you know, leading phase, then you had this big move towards upside or a jump, and then right now you're having this, you know, move up here. If it breaks towards downside, it's pretty much over. It's pretty much over, right? But it did pump, you know, hugely from the bottom up here towards the top. This is 240 from the bottom down there, 350% from the bottom towards the top. That's like that's a 4.5x towards the upside. Now how much has AMD done so far? I mean, AMD is also up huge from the bottom towards the top. I mean, it's not as much as NVIDIA, but it's up 140%. And right now it is going through this, you know, consolidation phase over here. The trend is not broken yet. It doesn't look broken. There is you know, depends what kind of trend this is, but you know, if you look at some place over here, you know, the trend is not broken. It is pulling back. So can NVIDIA do the move that you know, so can AMD do the move that NVIDIA did? I think it can. I think it can, but you know, it's we haven't analyzed this too much. Let me just look at it a little bit down here. It's not overbought or anything like that. There is momentum going up. Let's see on the monthly time frame up here. It's had like 2 months of consolidation, so it is time to, you know, for it to go. If it wants to go, it's time for it to go soon, right? Over here on the small time frames, something like this, right? There is some kind of, you know, channel up here. Over here, some kind of consolidation has been going on for a while over here right now, right? Since May. I mean, it's been consolidating since May. So if it wants to go, it's time to go. And maybe, you know, people have who have been in NVIDIA and who have gotten, you know, 4.5x. Maybe they are right now, you know, going into, you know, AMD into this triangle and, you know, looking for a move towards the upside. But the big question is how big the move is gonna be. Now for you guys trading, you know, stock market stuff like that, this might be interesting, but for me, not so much, not for so much. On the other hand, GME, how is GME doing? It's long time since I actually watched the GME. Oh, GME is down big time. I don't know if you guys remember, but this was, you know, 100x move towards upside, and then it went down and went up and it went down, but it's been bleeding towards downside ever since, and this is it is just normal. It is just normal. This trend over here looks like it broke, so it's been going down over here. It looks like it broke the trend over here a little bit. Is gonna make the, you know, bounce, or is gonna, you know, break again towards downside? Hard to say. When it comes to stock market and, you know, stocks with actually actual usability, or a utility it's called, then you have to look at, you know, other numbers, you know, the worth of the company, you know, the profits, the margins, this, that, future prospects. It's too much. Easier is a lot easier to analyze because, you know, how many people are gonna FOMO in? What's LTC halving gonna do? Yeah, Litecoin has a halving today, I think. Today or yesterday or something like that. It has a halving right now. I was actually looking at it today. And the big question, yeah, what's gonna do? I don't know what halving is gonna do, but if it does what Bitcoin does, it's gonna go up, right? I mean, there is no other way. This has been actually consolidating since February. So over here in January, over here, when Bitcoin started going towards upside, Litecoin went up as well. But you know, technically, it's just been consolidating up here. There might be some kind of break of trend. This might be a pullback, and then, you know, continues going towards upside. But halving should, you know, LTC, you know, halving should help Litecoin, you know, gain more, you know, exposure towards upside, if it behaves like Bitcoin, of course, and it follows Bitcoin. So we are assuming Bitcoin is going to go up. That means halving, you know, that Litecoin is going to go up. So, you know, there is no other way than going up. There's no other way to going up. Also, you see these double channels up here. This was the first channel, broke down over here, went down to the bottom of this channel up here, and right now, you know, it should go up. It's over for DXY. Dr. Karlov, good morning. Happy Moon Day. AMD and NVDA are almost the same chart until the latest divergence. That's why it might go up. Ron is here. Dr. Karlov is here. Mladen Petrov is here. You said you're late. Late. Yeah, I did. We are getting the old crew, guys. We are getting the old crew in here. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Just remember, guys, again, I don't believe that you are at any kind of, you know, could this break towards the downside? And we said, you know, today that if this move, short-term move, if this short-term move, for whatever reason, go back below this line down here, that will be actually very bad. So we don't want to go below something like, you know, 29.2 or something like that. Because that would be technically very bad for the price. You know, the best case scenario is right now consolidation and up, or just, you know, straight up here towards the upside. And if that does happen, then we are looking at our, you know, magic target around, why am I clicking this all the time? Let me just do it like this. Then we are looking at our magic target around 46k, right? Up here, 45, 46k, give or take. So if this move does play out over here towards the upside, we are looking at target at 45, 46k, 44k. But after that, you know what's happening after that. After that, at least my projection is that after that, from 14 October all the way until next 14 October, I think we're gonna have a dump. Unfortunately, we're gonna have a dump. I think we're gonna have a dump. That's gonna be bear market over here, pullback and stuff like that, right? That's what I'm actually looking. Might be fast down here and then go a little bit towards up. I don't know how this is gonna play out, but it's gonna be very, very bad, I think. TLI, could you check the BTT chart? Yeah, sure, long time no see. We're gonna check the BTT chart. But also interesting to note, because the dump up here on the full moon, on the super moon, it's on 14 October. That's new moon and the solar eclipse. Not the moon eclipse, but solar eclipse. It's on 14 October. But over here, the super moon cycle starts on 17 October. Give or take, 17 October. So 14 October to 17 October, that's almost exactly 1 year. So I think that, you know, right now, a little bit more move towards upside down, and then this last, you know, pump where we get the mainstream into the market. That's the playbook so far. That's the playbook so far. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We haven't done the move towards upside just yet. Unfortunately, we haven't done the move towards upside just yet. It is a nice start, but you know, it's not quite there yet. But we are very bullish. We are very bullish because the Bitcoin is playing out the way we thought, right? After this exhaustion pattern, it should break towards downside. It broke towards downside. It failed to dump towards downside, showing strength in the price. Went down over here even more towards downside. That was falling wedge. It went down to the bottom. It broke towards upside. So it is okay. It is okay. It is okay. BTT was one of these coins. Let's see, USDT that exploded previously. Wow, this is done. What is happening? Let me find another chart. BTT USDT. This is okay. I'll pull next here. I mean, I don't know what happened here. I think, you know, something happened up here on the chart. I think they something happened here. I think they, you know, changed how the coins are calculated or something like that. I don't know, but it's still going in a downtrend. Again, when it comes to these downtrending channels, The problem with downtrending channels is that we don't actually know when they're gonna break towards the upside. They can pull back for a very, very long time and then suddenly they break, right? So until BTT breaks towards upside, no game, no game. 6th to 1911. Yeah, so I think that the top is gonna come around 14 October, and Mladen think the top is gonna be on the 6th of November. So who is gonna be right? I don't know. I do not know. Let's go over here. Let's go to daily time frame. So I think that, you know, up here, I think I don't think the 14 October is gonna be the top, but I think that, you know, the 14 October is gonna be a dump date. So again, whether it goes up here and then goes down and then dumps big time on the 14 October, or it goes all the way up here and then dumps on 14 October. I don't know how these two is gonna play out, but what I think, you know, the 14 October is the dump date. On the other hand, Mladen thinks it's gonna be 6th November. The dump date is between 6th November and 19th November, if I'm understanding this correctly, right? Between 6th and 19 is the dump date. So this is not a prediction, this is my prediction. So we're gonna see who's right. I think it's called BTTC now. Yeah, BTTC Classic. It's on Binance, but it is the same chart. It is the same chart. It is the same chart. But the problem with any kind of channel is that we don't know when it's gonna break out. We can look for some kind of indication that it's gonna bounce, that it's gonna break out and stuff like that, right? But these things can actually go very for a very long period of time. So when it comes to channels, you know, bottom are buying opportunities and midlines are buying opportunities, right? And resistance for selling. So if it goes down up here, this is for selling, right? So break, you know, resistances, sell resistances, and supports, buy supports, right? And on the breakout, you know, FOMO in on the breakout. But the problem with channels, and there is a lot of coins right now having channels, we do not know actually when they're gonna break out. So, you know, you need to follow altcoins for the breakout, and then these things actually go. I think it's that. Yeah, between. Yeah, so Mladen thinks, you know, we're gonna have this this top between the 6th and 19th, and I think it's gonna be 14 or before the 14th, right? The top is gonna be somewhere over here, it is somewhere over here. Give or take, it's very close. But whatever happens, we need to see how the price actually plays out. We need to see how price actually plays out. Let me just remove a couple lines up here. We need to see how the price plays out, because right now it's just starting this move, right? So today is the 1st of August, is the supermoon, the real supermoon, not like July supermoon, the fake supermoon. It is the real supermoon. Everybody says this supermoon. Even Norwegian newspapers have, you know, articles about supermoon because they are so excited about it. So we are definitely looking for the move towards upside. I think the FOMO is gonna kick in above 31k, maybe even above 32k up here, because people have been talking about 32k. I think the FOMO is gonna kicking up here. A lot of people are thinking this move can also happen, that we go towards upside up here again and then, you know, crash towards downside. It is possible. I won't say it's probable, but it is possible to do that as well. But if we start going towards upside up here, and you know, there will be huge amount of FOMO, and this is the last move towards upside, right? And once this move is over, then we're going into the correction, and it will be very clear on the chart that the move is over, because everything will be overbought, extensions will be huge, big time frames will be, you know, bad, and then you need at least a year to consolidate before then another move towards upside. Now there is one thing that I want to show you, because I explained previously that as you can see up here, I was actually already looking at this. I explained previously that for some reason, you know, we are looking at some kind of, you know, 93 give or take 90 target for the bull run, right? 90 target for the bull run. And I was thinking, how high can this actually go? And I've been explaining that I do not believe in Fibonacci's when it comes to targets, but I do believe in the axis, right? I do believe in the axis. So, you know, this over here is a 3x. Sorry, over here that's 3x, up here that's 6x, top up there. This is 2x. And I was thinking, like, if we go all the way up here to the Let me just remove. If you go all the way up here to the, not this top up here, but if you go all the way up here towards the top, and right now we get 3x on this move towards the upside. How much does it have the pullback to get also, again, all the way up there and still get some kind of X's down there? And I was thinking like if we go up to 40, you know, something like, you know, up here, 47K, 46K, then we need to pull back to 30K, because from 30K all the way up to 90K up here, it's 200, you know, it's 3x again. So you get 3x up here, pull back, and you get another 3x up here towards the upside. So are we gonna get this pullback from 14 October all the way until next year, 14 October, where it goes down, and how much it goes, how much it goes down from 47K down to, you know, that's a 30%, you know, correction towards the downside. And then you get 3x, so, you know, 2 times 3x is, you know, that seems probable that it, or possible that it could happen. Now this is long time frame, of course it goes all the way up to 2025 at some kind of top, right? So it's almost 2 years until then. But I think it's interesting to, you know, think of it in that way, because I don't like, you know, some kind of random numbers, you know, 1.6 Fibonacci target, or, you know, whatever, or some kind of trend line. The trend line also is telling us that it's gonna be somewhere up here in the ballpark area of, you know, 100K give or take. Where do you see CASP going now that it's broken all-time high? To the top of the channel. Where is the CASP up here? I was actually looking at CASP. I can actually show you what I think about CASP up here. So this alarm going down, this actually played out very nicely, and we managed to, I didn't buy it, but, you know, it hit, you know, where I thought it might actually go. So here is the thing about CASP, but there is a bottom line down here, right? This is the bottom line on the CASP. So you can ask yourself, where is the top up here, right? So it's either gonna be a channel. Wait, let me try to do it a little bit differently. It's either gonna be a channel over here, something like this. It's either a channel and it's going to the top of this channel, some kind of double top, or, and I think it's better to draw it something like this up here, because right now this is the trend over here, give or take. And it might be something like this up here, all the way, something like this, because right now it's hitting this midline, but if it goes higher, it might go all the way up here to the, you know, top of the channel. So it always goes to some kind of top of the channel. Right now it's hitting this top up here, you know, some kind of double top. The question is whether this is gonna break again towards downside and go down, or it's gonna go, you know, explode towards the upside over here with everything else to the top of the channel. Now that's another move of something like, you know, 20% more towards the upside, so it's not impossible to, you know, to do that. But if everything else goes towards the upside, I think, you know, CASP has also a good chance to actually hit that 20% more towards the upside. But CASP has already done a big move towards the upside, so, you know, how much upside there is more for CASP, you know, who knows. Anyways, guys, that's it about, you know, Bitcoin and everything else. Hope you enjoyed the show. And again, if you want to trade on BYBIT, join our team, because you know, we need 6 more members. Where is it? Competition starts in 5 days, guys. World Series of Trading. Mladen, you gotta join, man. You gotta join. Where our team? Where our team at? There we go. Mladen, you gotta join. Thanks. Why were you calling it Casta? Isn't it called Casta? Casta. Ah, it's called CASP. Okay. It's almost the same. It's almost the same. Again, guys, don't get too bullish just yet. It is nice move, but it is nice move. The moons are working. We need to break towards the upside and, you know, continue a little bit more until, you know, the FOMO kicks in. But you know what they say, buy the fear. Dips are for buying still. It looks good. Hopefully, you know, hopefully it plays out like we thought it's gonna. I think it's gonna play out. So, you know, and it's been really boring so far. If you look at the charts up here, I mean, the volatility is down at 0 again on the daily. Over here, weekly is, you know, super squeezed up here. So right now we need this expansion up here again. Right now we need to have this expansion of on the price again, and we are bouncing off of the 20 moving average. So we'll see. The move is coming. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be big, and after that, Huge consolidation. I'm on BYBIT. I'll join as long as it's free. Joining is free, but you know, being in competition is not. But you can join the team. Doesn't matter. Just join the team so we can get 10 members, so we don't get team disbanded. So there is that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave you now, and I'm gonna do other stuff. Thank you for watching. I'll see you around. Bye bye. Outro.